Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Byron Scott.
And I'm Patricia Malone. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, the big story today, the high winds, and they have been wreaking havoc throughout the area today. Schools and businesses were closed. Thousands were left without power, and downed trees and other debris are everywhere. Denise Douglas has more from Largo, where many are trying to brave the wind.
I can probably tell you how windy it is out here, but I want to show you. Take a look at the trees behind me. They've been whipping back and forth in every direction. There are estimates that in some areas the wind gusts have gotten up to 60 or even 70 miles an hour, causing major damage like power lines and even downed trees like this one here on Largo Road. Over at the Largo Town Center, Adrian Young almost got blown away as he tried to go into the grocery store.
Well, I tell you, hold my feet down and turn sideways to think it may end up working for me.
As you can see, he had trouble walking.
Serious stuff out here, kind of hold your balance. And
that's just one of the problems caused by the powerful winds. They've also knocked out power. About 55,000 Pepco customers in the region and 26,000 in Prince George's and Montgomery counties were left in the dark. This crew on Lotsford Road scrambled to get the electricity back on, but the 50 to 60 mile an hour winds weren't letting up, causing trees to sway back and forth and taking out this one on Largo Road.
It's crazy. This is like a hurricane force wind. Yeah, it's definitely surprising.
Most schools, federal offices, and some businesses closed because of the hazardous conditions. As the morning went on, the wind seemed to pick up. You could hear it howl and feel the chill as everyone everywhere tried to take cover. These strong winds are expected to continue to about 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. Then they will downgrade to about 40 miles an hour, which is still strong, so you'll still have to hold on to your hats. I'm Denise Douglas, CTV News.
And Denise says it's a good idea to be prepared in case the wind causes your power to go out. Pepco suggests you have a flashlight and batteries on hand, as well as bottled water and non-perishable food. And lastly, be sure to keep your cell phone and other mobile devices charged ahead of time.
And heavy winds taking a toll all across the region, including here in Bowie. This is the scene at Heather Hills Elementary School. This tree falling down this morning, blocking part of the sidewalk that leads to the building. No one injured, though, because school closed to teachers and students. CTV caught up with shoppers in Bowie to see how they're coping with the very strong winds.
It's pretty cold, and to be honest, a little bit worried about driving on the roads. I can actually feel my car kind of shifting side to side. But other than that, it's pretty okay.
So when that happens, what are you doing?
Slow down, look around my surroundings.
Been out here since about 10:30, and the wind really is not affecting me because I'm walking and the houses are blocking the wind. So I'm really not having any problems out here.
Really?
But when I walk between the houses, if a gust of wind comes, it blows me.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Meantime, emergency crews were called to Suitland late this afternoon for a partial wall collapse. It happened at a three-story apartment complex on the 5600 block of Regency Parkway. Officials saying there were no injuries, but some residents will be displaced. And a 100-year-old woman sustains injuries after a tree falls into her home in Kensington, trapping her in the bedroom. She was transported to a local hospital from her home on the 9900 block of East Bexhill Drive after 1 o'clock in the morning. Now, Montgomery County fire officials say she was trapped under a lot of debris in the single-story house. The house is currently unsafe to occupy.
And with winds reaching up to 70 miles per hour, it's safe to say that today is not a good day to fly or take the train. In the D.C. region, more than 300 flights were either delayed or canceled. Reagan National was especially affected, with more than 200 flights already postponed. While at the New Carrollton station, passengers were delayed up to an hour while their train remained on the tracks.
Well, today the federal government is closed. I'm a federal employee, and so everything's shut down. When you don't know if there is a delay and you kind of come in and you're told that, hey, the weather has changed, or that you're not able to actually go into work at your normal time.
It's pretty frustrating. I mean, I I was heading from New York to Washington, down to Union Station for a conference, and we've been sitting on the track. The Amtrak up there has been sitting on the track for about an hour. At first they told us it would be 15 minutes or so because they were doing single track, but then they told us that about 3 or 4 times over a course of an hour. Right now, obviously it's pretty windy right now.
And forecasts say strong winds are likely to remain throughout Friday and into Saturday.
Heavy winds result in a record number of service calls. Fire Department spokesperson Mark Brady says it was a busy day for responders.
On an average day in a 24-hour basis, we respond on the average to about 400 calls. So far today, and right around 12:30, we exceeded that number. So I would suspect with the duration of this wind that's going to last throughout the day, we're probably looking where we're going to at least double, if not triple, the amount of incidents we normally respond to. Other than on utility lines or a tree involving a utility line, we have had no structural incidents as a result of the wind today. We're very fortunate. No injuries have been reported or no significant structural damage.
And due to the downed trees, officers had to work to direct traffic.